Welcome to the lunchtime broadcast that highlights the news making headlines in the land of the brave and beyond, ranging from current affairs to community stories, sports and economic news. Here are the news headlines. Siblings Azaan Madisia and Stephen Mulundu found not guilty for Wasserfall murder. Namibians will not be subject to load shedding, says Nampower CEO. And Chief Justice Peter Shivute recognizes same-sex marriages. I am Ashwin Berry and this is NMH at 1. Judge Christy Liebenberg has acquitted siblings Azaan Madisia and Stephen Mulundu of murder and robbery in the High Court in Windhoek. Madisia and Mulundu are both guilty of defeating the course of justice, while Madisia was also found guilty on 2 charges of fraud. They were both tried for the murder of Shannon Wasserfall. In another update, Chief Justice Peter Shivute this morning delivered a judgment in the High Court which recognizes 2 foreign nationals in same-sex marriages with Namibians. Shivute also directed that their marriages be recognized by the Home Affairs Ministry. Visual News brings you local stories from across Namibia right after the break. Stay with NMH at 1.
Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity and a love for learning.
New face to the 15.
The perfect mix of play and education. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock and let the adventure begin.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Let's head into the visual news. Nampower CEO Simpson Haulofu says Namibia's energy needs are secured and will not be subject to load shedding, adding that Namibia has various supply partners in South Africa which supply 100 megawatts, Zambia which supplies 180 megawatts, and Zimbabwe which supplies 80 megawatts.
I can't speak also for South Africa. I want to make some things also very clear. We have got a bilateral agreement with Eskom to supply us 100 megawatts, 100 megawatt for us, and we have got another agreement or 2 agreements in Zambia in a total of 180. Of course, in this country, we are always talking Eskom. We are getting more power from Zambia, 180, and another 80 from Zimbabwe. So we have never, these 3 suppliers, we have never been approached with by any of them that let us maybe be careful, or will be cut, or will be what, nothing. But with Eskom, when they are implementing load shedding in South Africa, they also proportionally load shed Namibia, except Zambia and Zimbabwe. And these are arrangements which are also stipulated in our bilateral agreements. Nothing is undue or untoward. We have never had any warnings or nothing whatsoever. Just like I read in the newspaper, I think it's the Namibian, talking that there's a story in front page saying that we are getting pressure from outside, from South Africa, to collect what is owed to us or to cut customers. It is not true. It is not true. No South African, no organization has ever told us anything. We are doing this on our own, and we are collecting what is due to us as Nampower.
The SADC Multi-Stakeholder Regional Conference on Combating Transnational Organized Crime took place yesterday at the Soccermund Entertainment Center. The objective of this three-day conference is to forge alliances in the fight against transnational organized crime. Desiree Gasses was there.
I'm exceedingly pleased to have this opportunity to officiate at this auspicious and indeed milestone event, the SADC Multi-Stakeholder Regional Conference on Combating Transnational Organized Crime, TOC. At the onset, I wish to extend my sincere appreciations to all the delegates from SADC member states for coming to join this meeting physically. Namibia is indeed honored to host this inaugural SADC Multi-State Regional Conference on combating TOC, or transnational organized crime, particularly in the town of Swakopmund. Namibia, most importantly, most importantly, the conference of this magnitude, thrust and scope resonates with concerted efforts of chiefs of police to enhance regional frameworks and efforts to prevent and combat transnational organized crimes. The 2022 SADC Threat Assessment Report on the status of transnational organized crime in the region highlighted that transnational organized crimes possess a great threat to the region's concerted efforts to foster peace and security, integration, industrialization, and development. The report also noted that the region is increasingly connected to the world's illicit markets via various international criminal organizations that are targeting the region, specifically to maximize illicit gains. It is in this regard that the chiefs of police during the 2022 extraordinary meeting held in Windhoek, Namibia, urged member states to enhance operationalization and the implementation of the regional, continental, and the strategic instruments to combat transnational organized crimes.
The process to reintegrate the Namibia Students Financial Assistance Fund into the Ministry of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation has been set in motion. More on this after the break in the newspaper review segment.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Heading into the newspaper review, the process to reintegrate the Namibia Students Financial Assistance Fund into the Ministry of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation has been set in motion, with a consultant now being sought to study the implications of any labor matters once the institution ceases to exist. This follows a cabinet decision taken on the 9th of February 2021 that the administration of NASFAF's application and selection process should be managed by the Ministry of Higher Education, while the administration of financing, funding and debt recovery processes should be managed by the Finance Ministry or through a financial institution to be identified by that ministry. And Namibian Sun on its page 3 shares the story of 10-month-old Jaden Groenewald, who was diagnosed with biliary atresia on 21 April. This blockage of the tubes that carries bile from the liver to the gallbladder can lead to liver damage and cirrhosis, which is deadly if not treated. A liver transplant to correct the condition is only possible in South Africa, and the total expenses, including aftercare and chronic medication, will cost close to $2 million Namibian dollars. Without critical medical intervention, Jaden's parents, Jan and Darlene Groenewald, said their baby's life expectancy is only about 2 years. But because of Jaden's rapidly declining health, they fear he won't make it to his first birthday. Republican reports that the average food basket was about 9.28% more expensive in the first quarter of this year than in the corresponding period last year, where an average of 2,029.21 cents was paid for a food basket during the first quarter of 2022. The cost now stood at an average of 2,217.43 a year later. Between the first quarter of 2022 and the corresponding period in 2023, the price of top score maize 10 kilograms, Polana elbow macaroni, sunflower oil, Polana macaroni, and brown and white bread flour climbed by 36, 26, 18, 33, and 25% respectively. On to page 3, Fly Namibia CEO Andre Kompion has expressed concern over proposed tariffs that operators will have to pay to the Namibian Civil Aviation Authority, saying that while there is a need for improved regulation, it should not have negative consequences for the industry. He made these comments after a stakeholder meeting held by the NCAA last week regarding the proposed increases. The increases relate to Section 187 of the Civil Aviation Act's tariff schedule, which was last amended in 2018. Han Congress recognizes the need for action, reports today's Algemene Zeitung. The Namibian Hospitality Tissue Association opens its annual Congress, bringing together industry experts from the hospitality and tourism sectors to address this time around the critical issue of inadequate training. On its page 3, the Algemene Zeitung reports on the rise of internet subscriptions as the Namibian Communications Regulatory Authority has revealed its statistics for the quarter from November to December 2022. Crime Management announces an increase of up to 3% in active SIM card users. We continue with the Namibian after the break.
Discover the breathtaking beauty of Namibia with Tourismus, a captivating program that uncovers the country's diverse landscapes, wildlife, and cultural experiences. Featuring insightful interviews with tourism experts, each episode takes you on a mesmerizing journey, exploring Namibia's majestic sand dunes, vibrant wildlife, and unique attractions. Watch Tourismus on NTV, Saturdays at 20:30 in German, and Sundays at 6 p.m. in English, for a heartwarming and unforgettable adventure.
On the Namibian's front page, it is reported that Namibia Local Business Association President Peter Amadila says the business community is shocked by the announcement of a power cut schedule for local authorities and regional electricity distributors, which have defaulted on payments to the Namibia Power Corporation. The Independent Patriots for Change has been given an opportunity to oppose a lawsuit in which a Windhoek-based business is suing the party for 3.2 million Namibian dollars in connection with alleged unpaid debt. Ruakana Elsin Church pastor Hendrik Shudeni is allegedly threatening to take his own life following an expose of his romantic relationship with a 24-year-old man. It is alleged that Shudeni also sent a text message to the victim informing him that he is going to kill himself out of humiliation. Ohangwena Acting Regional Police Commander Chief Inspector Victor Halundilo told New Era that investigations are underway after a case of threatening was opened against the clergyman. What is new, however, is that police investigations conducted last week have lifted the lid on an entanglement pointing to a romantic relationship the two men had been engaged in for some time now. Criminal syndicates are taking advantage of the countless layers of restrictions law enforcement agencies face, given that they are limited to working within national jurisdictions. This is according to Southern Africa Regional Police Chiefs Corporation Organization Chairperson and Inspector General of the Namibian Police, Joseph Shikonko, who said organized crime syndicates have gone global and are operating across nations, thereby merging and collapsing SADC borders in the process. And the Capricorn Foundation officially launched Phase 2 of its Food Waste Challenge in April 2023, calling on innovative solutions that can create or expand self-sufficient social enterprises to address the issue of food waste in Namibia and create employment for Namibians. The Namibia Revenue Agency has announced plans to investigate businesses that have submitted zero tax returns. More details coming up in economic news.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
Heading into economic news, the Namibia Revenue Agency has announced plans to investigate businesses that have submitted zero tax returns. This move comes as part of NAMRA's efforts to crack down on tax evasion and ensure that all businesses operating in Namibia pay their fair share of taxes. Zero tax returns refer to tax returns that show no income or profits earned during the tax year, which can be an indicator of potential tax evasion. In such cases, companies may be intentionally misreporting their income or engaging in other tax avoidance schemes. The National Revenue Agency stated that it recognizes that there are valid reasons for submitting zero tax returns, but said some businesses evade paying taxes by declaring zero tax returns despite continuing to trade and making profits. In some instances, businesses secure multi-million-dollar tenders from the government and public enterprises. Therefore, NAMRA is establishing an investigative team as of 1 July 2023 to determine the validity of the submitted zero tax returns, NAMRA Commissioner Sam Shivute was quoted saying in a recent press statement. Let's head into the economic indicators. The US dollar is trading at 19 Namibian dollars and 13 cents, while 23 Namibian dollars and 86 cents gets you 1 British pound. Stock prices remain unchanged on the NSX, with First Rand Namibia Limited stocks trading at $38.50. Namibia Breweries Limited saw a 0.01% decrease in stock prices on the NSX, while both the local and overall index have dropped. And the price of gold remains unchanged, while zinc prices have dropped by 0.67%. Other commodity prices have increased. Hilda Baki will be the newest name in the Guinness Book of World Records as the Nigerian chef on Thursday set out for the longest cooking marathon by an individual. Stick around for the full story.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
These past few days were sleepless nights full of emotion for Nigerian chef Hilda Basi. She had been cooking since Thursday, the 11th of May, when she set out to establish a Guinness World Record for the longest cooking marathon by an individual. Joy dominated on Monday when she achieved her goal in the Lekki area of Lagos, Nigeria's commercial hub. At around 1945 GMT, Basi cooked for the 100th hour to become a national sensation in the West African nation. Thousands who gathered at the scene jubilated and sang her praises as she stopped cooking a few minutes after. Basi said she wanted to show how hard-working and determined Nigerian youths are, and also as a campaign for young African women who are sidelined in society. Since she started to cook under supervision, the chef only had 5-minute breaks every hour, or an accumulated 1 hour after a stretch of 12 hours for everything else, from bathing to medical checkups and resting. By 3 p.m. GMT Monday, she had cooked for over 97 hours, surpassing her initial target target and the world record of 87 hours and 45 minutes. Her friends' cheers, however, encouraged her to go all the way to 100 hours. Guinness World Record was not present, but tweeted that they were aware of the chef's amazing attempt to break the cooking record. "We need to review all the evidence first before officially confirming a record," the global brand said. And 7 people have died and 17 others remain trapped after a mining pit collapsed in Ghana's Birim North district of the eastern region. Only 2 of the trapped miners were rescued alive on Monday at the Korle Teyeta Koso site, according to the local media. Local miners who are leading the rescue mission reportedly prevented journalists from taking photographs of the incident and chased them away. Authorities are yet to comment on the incident. Heavy rains recorded in most parts of the country are suspected to have caused the pit to collapse. Illegal mining in Ghana, commonly known as a galamsey, has continued despite intensified crackdown by the government. Let's swing over to international news.
To another exciting episode of Irongo Talk.
Is die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis julle moontlik gaan byt.
Heading into international news, the number of executions recorded globally in 2022 was the highest in 5 years as several Middle Eastern states ramped up their use of the death penalty. Amnesty International says a total of 883 people are known to have been put to death across 20 countries, marking a rise of 53% compared to 2021, according to the group's annual review. Iran, Saudi Arabia and Egypt alone carried out 90% of those executions. The figures exclude China, which is thought to execute thousands each year. Data on the death penalty is classified in China, which Amnesty said impaired its ability to make an accurate assessment about the numbers put to death in the country. The group was also able to confirm that executions were carried out in North Korea, Vietnam, Syria and Afghanistan, but there was insufficient information to provide credible minimum figures. According to Amnesty's report, Iran and Saudi Arabia were mainly responsible for the sharp increase in known executions worldwide last year. Now, Commerce Nampower FC recently gained promotion to play top-flight football. We'll be getting into local sports after this break.
Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity and a love for learning.
New face to the 15.
The perfect mix of play and education. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock and let the adventure begin.
Heading into local sport, Commerce Nampower FC recently gained promotion to play top-flight football for the first time in their history. The journey for the club has not always been a walk in the park, and they had to fight tooth and nail to produce an incredible season in the first division. The team made clear their intentions after roping in experienced coach Fortune Ehab. Ehab, who is a police officer by profession, says he has fallen in love with the team. In a recent interview, Ehab shared a bit of the club's history and their progress up to now. African Stars right winger Willie Awilo Stefanas has been awarded the Golden Boot accolade for his achievements during the recently ended Demarine Premiership with 20 goals in 30 matches and 15 assists. Satisfied with his win, Stefanas said he only set a target to chase the sought-after accolade when he scored a hat-trick against Blue Waters in the first leg of the league. He added that as a midfielder playing in a different role for the first time, his performance amounted to a job well done. The Namibia senior golf men's team received their national colors at an official Namibia Sports Commission event yesterday ahead of their travels to compete at the Region 5 golf tournament in Lilongwe, Malawi. The competition will take place from the 16th to the 26th of May. We start off with Liverpool as we head into international sport.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Liverpool maintained their pursuit of Champions League football next season and pushed Leicester ever closer to the championship as Curtis Jones scored twice in a 3-0 win at the King Power on Monday. Trent Alexander-Arnold rounded off another fine performance in his new hybrid role between right back and midfield with a stunning strike as Liverpool closed to within 1 point of the top four. Jurgen Klopp's men still need a late season collapse from Newcastle or Manchester United, but a 7-game winning streak from the Reds has upped the pressure on their rivals, who both have 3 games remaining to Liverpool's 2. Marcelo Bielsa was named coach of Uruguay on Monday. The 67-year-old Argentine tasked with taking the team to the 2026 World Cup. Bielsa, who was sacked by Leeds United in February last year, takes over from Diego Alonso after he oversaw a disappointing World Cup campaign which ended in the group stage. Angelo Davids wasn't having a great season before the business end of the Vodacom United Rugby Championship arrived. DHL Stormers coach John Dobson ascribed it to the Blitzbox star making a slow adjustment back to the 15-man game after spending time back on the 7th circuit. However, just when the Stormers have needed him most, the 23-year-old product of Stellenbosch High School has started to come of age. The game where the wheel appeared to start turning for Davids wasn't in the URC. It was the Currie Cup game between Western Province and the Vodacom Bulls as a week before the quarterfinal against the same opponents. Davids frequently popped up in that game as a standout for the blue and white hoops on both attack and defense as they outplayed their arch rivals 31-7. Stay with us as we head into the highlights from this afternoon's broadcast.
To another exciting episode of Iran World Top.
Is die weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis heel moontlik kan byt.
Let's get into the news highlights from this afternoon's broadcast. Nigerian chef Hilda Basi had been cooking since Thursday, the 11th of May, when she set out to establish a Guinness World Record for the longest cooking marathon by an individual, which she successfully broke, now setting the record at 100 hours. The number of executions recorded globally in 2022 was the highest in 5 years, as several Middle Eastern states ramped up their use of the death penalty. And Commerce Nampower FC recently gained promotion to play top-flight football for the first time in their history. Those have been your highlights. Remember to tune in every weekday at 1 p.m. to spend your lunch hour with NMH at 1, catching up on the latest news in Namibia, Africa and the world, ranging from current affairs to economic news, sports and international headlines. It's goodbye from us in studio. See you tomorrow.